Hey guys, today we're going to show you how to lube an old ratchet. Cleaning is pretty much easy once you get these things apart, so we'll skip the cleaning, but we're just going to show you a lube here real quick. Now this is what's called a round head ratchet. This is a pretty common style, still used today. This is actually an old USA made Husky that I picked up for really cheap. And you're going to see all different kinds of ratchets, especially when you get into the world of old ratchets. Right here is what's called a pair head ratchet. This is an old Craftsman. These are really easy to take apart because they're just held together by a couple of screws. But generally, either they're going to be held together with screws or some kind of a retaining or split ring that will hold everything in place. And this is probably the easiest style to take apart and to work with. So we're going to show you this real quick. How to do just a real quick lube job, because these things get old and the grease in them gums up. This one actually isn't too bad, but I'm hitting some resistance there, so it's obviously, you know, and you can see it's actually throwing up some grime there. A little bit of resistance changing directions. So we're just going to go inside, take a look, and show. Oh yeah, look at that. Take a look. So you can see here we have two little spots where our retaining ring is held. So we're just going to use some retaining ring pliers. Pinch those two little holes, give it a good squeeze, and out it comes. Actually, we can leave that right on there since we're going to be putting it back anyway. Now you can clean that up real easy, guys. Just, I don't know, whatever, brake cleaner, any kind of degreaser, and wipe it down will be just fine. All right, now from here, this thing should fall right out. Hopefully no springs or anything come flying out. You can see that's pretty dirty. Alright, so what we have here is a very common style round head ratchet, which basically your teeth are, let me make sure I'm on frame here, your teeth are inside the ratchet, and we'll see if we can get a close up here for you. You can see the teeth are inside the ratchet here, and you have a reversible pawl in here, and there's your little selector switch. No springs or detents in this type of head. Usually it's all internal, and you're not going to be able to take these down. The bad part is when these break, if something does go wrong in them, they're very difficult to take apart and fix. You can see there's a little retaining ring there. You could take that down, probably take that plate out if you were going to be doing a deep cleaning on this. We're not going to do that right this second. We're actually just going to kind of wipe it down real quick for the sake of quickness and keeping this video. Now, if you're going to do a complete and total restoration on this, you probably want to take that out, take that plate off, get in there and clean the individual parts. Like I said, any solvent will work. Brake cleaner I like, you know, I won't use brake cleaner inside, so we're not going to clean this right now, but any degreaser, mean green, simple green, anything like that that'll cut grease, you know, or you can just wipe it down and, you know, whatever, leave it. Of course, you want to wipe inside the best you can with your teeth there. Lots of times it's good to get in there with a toothbrush to get those things cleaned out. That's a very handy way as well. I'm gonna get some of the grease out of there. Q-tips work nicely too. But these things clean up pretty easy. Even without any chemicals, you can get a lot of the grime out. But for the sake of time, we're going to not do all that on camera. So like I said, you can clean this out, spray it with a little brake cleaner, whatever, wipe it out with a rag, get in there with a toothbrush. Same with this. Give it a good spray down. Brake cleaner works terrific. You can see there's a lot of grime in here, which this one will probably need a really good deep cleaning. Generally, I wouldn't take this down any further unless you're having problems and you're really trying to save it, because you can see this is kind of a nice spring-loaded device, and taking it apart any further might have springs going all over, or you just might not be able to get it back together. So it's up to you. It's your own level of comfort. If it's broken, I mean, why not, you know? So in this case, I'm going to look at this real quick, and what I'm seeing here is this spring-loaded pawl. And it catches on that thing there, which is what holds it in place. Really a nice design, guys. I haven't seen one quite like this, but this is an old Husky, so it's not the same as the old Craftsman. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our liquid bearings, which is not any liquid bearings anymore. It's actually just automatic transmission fluid, gear oil. So we're just going to throw a couple drops down in there along the edge of that, because that seems to be a contact point. A little bit in there. Down in here, because that looks to be a little bit extra, because this is pretty grimy. So alright, so that's done. Clean that out a little more. Yeah, we're not going to make this perfect, obviously, guys, because I don't want this video to be 20 minutes long, because you won't watch it. Alright, next step, we're going to take some of our, I can stand up now, whoops, alright guys, now I can kind of see what I'm doing on camera. We're going to take our Harbor Freight Super Lube, probably need more than that. We're going to smear it on the inside of the teeth here. Wipe away any excess. We're going to get another gob, put it directly on the powel teeth. Get that in there nice and good. Try not to get too much down into the mechanism because that will grind it up. We're going to get along the outsides and a little bit along this back here. We're going to kind of wipe away some of the excess so we don't have a ton. You don't want too much because that is a dirt grime magnet. Alright, so now to put this back together, we're just going to slide this in here. Oops, actually this needs to go in first. We're going to slide this back in. Kind of let it sit down in there. Alright, you might have to push that pawl on a little bit. Now we're going to turn this. Holy cow, went in first try. You may have to kind of pull up and turn this so that the two line up, but I actually lined it up pretty good by myself. Alright, so now, because this is that kind of closed back design, we're going to kind of hopefully do that again. And then we're going to put our retaining ring back in place. And we're done. That simple, that easy. You see it's a lot quieter now. That still turns tough. That might take a little time, but that really needs to be deep cleaned. But you can hear how much quieter that is, how much smoother it sounds compared to before. So I'll do a deep cleaning on this eventually, but for now this will do. Last step, we're going to take a little bit of that bearing oil and get the ball detent. What we're going to do is just kind of put a little glob there, push it down, let the oil soak in. You can see it's actually bringing up quite a bit of gunk. So that's probably something I want to hit with brake cleaner as well. Push it down and spray some brake cleaner in there. You can see it's pushing down a lot easier now. So wipe away your excess. And that's good for another 50 years, guys. Now granted, when you get them this dirty, you know, they can grime up and get bunched up. Your number one problem with ratchets is not them breaking. It's actually them getting grimed up like that and they stop working. So much quieter. Sounds great. The selector still stinks, but we'll work on that. But for now, good.